Stop demanding respect. I'm serious. Stop it right now. The more you demand respect, the less you'll ever receive it. And here's the part that nobody wants you to know. The people who disrespect you the most, they're not your enemies. They're your mirrors. They're reflecting back exactly where you've been betraying yourself. There's a psychological law at work here that controls every interaction you'll ever have. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Last week, a friend texted me at 2 a.m. Let's call her Rachel. She was crying because her boyfriend had stood her up. Again, third time that month. Why doesn't he respect me? She asked. I asked her one question that changed everything. When was the last time you kept a promise to yourself? She went silent. See, Rachel had been breaking promises to herself for years. Skipping the gym, staying in that dead-end job, accepting breadcrumbs from everyone. And here's what nobody told her. But wait, before I reveal what I told her, you need to understand something about how your mind works. You think people disrespect you because of what you do or don't do for them. Wrong. They disrespect you because of what you do or don't do for yourself. Every single time. There's a reason why some people command respect without saying a word, while others beg for it and get laughed at. It has nothing to do with money, looks, or status. It has everything to do with a hidden psychological principle that most people will die without ever discovering. Your unconscious mind is broadcasting a signal 24/7. This signal tells everyone exactly how to treat you. And right now, if you're watching this feeling disrespected, overlooked, or undervalued, your signal is betraying you. But here's what's really going to mess with your head. The people who treat you the worst, they're not choosing to disrespect you. They're being psychologically compelled to. By you. Stop. That thing you just felt? That resistance? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Your mind doesn't want to accept this, because accepting it means you can't be a victim anymore. Carl Jung discovered something that should have changed humanity forever, but they buried it. They had to, because if everyone knew this, the entire social hierarchy would collapse overnight. He called it the shadow, but not the shadow you're thinking of. Your shadow isn't your dark side. It's every part of yourself you've abandoned to get love, approval, or safety. Every time you said yes when you meant no, every boundary you didn't set, every dream you killed to fit in, that's your shadow. And here's the part that's going to make you feel sick. But before I tell you this, understand that what happened to Marcus when he learned this will show you exactly why this matters. Your shadow doesn't disappear. It projects itself onto everyone around you. They become the living embodiment of your self-betrayal. That person who keeps crossing your boundaries, they're your abandoned boundaries. That boss who undervalues you, they're your abandoned self-worth. That partner who takes you for granted, they're you taking yourself for granted. Jung said something that still gives me chills. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You've been calling it fate. You've been calling it bad luck. You've been calling it, why does this always happen to me? It's not fate, it's physics, psychological physics. Most of us learn this too late, but you're different. You're still watching. While others clicked away, you're still here. That means you're ready for what comes next. Jung discovered that every person has what he called a self, capital S. This isn't your ego. This isn't your personality. This is your psychological sovereignty, your inner kingdom. Most people abdicate their throne before age 7. Here's how it happens. A child expresses anger. Parent says good children don't get angry. Child splits, keeps the good child visible, buries the anger in the shadow. Now that child, grown up, wonders why everyone walks all over them. A teenager wants to be an artist. Family says that's not practical. Teenager splits, becomes practical, buries the artist. Now that teenager, grown up, wonders why their life feels empty. Every split creates a hole in your psychological boundaries. And nature abhors a vacuum. Other people's disrespect rushes in to fill the void you created. But here's the twist that changes everything. The moment you start reclaiming your shadow, the moment you start honoring those abandoned parts, something terrifying happens. The people who've been disrespecting you will either transform completely or disappear from your life. Not because you demanded it, because energetically they have no choice. I've watched this happen hundreds of times. Someone starts therapy, starts boundaries, starts self-respect. Within 6 months, their entire social circle reshuffles. The users leave, the takers ghost, the manipulators find better targets. And the person always says the same thing. I didn't even have to confront them. They just left. Remember Marcus I mentioned? He was everyone's punching bag at work. The guy who stayed late, took the blame, never got credit. Classic nice guy syndrome. Then he learned about the shadow. Started small, said no to staying late one Friday. Just once. His manager's reaction? Shocked. But Marcus held firm. Next week, he did it again. Then he started taking credit for his ideas in meetings. Not aggressively, just clearly. 3 months later, and I swear this is true, his manager got transferred. The new manager immediately recognized Marcus's value. Promotion within 6 weeks, same company, same role, different frequency. But there's another story you need to hear about someone who learned this truth but couldn't handle it. Let me tell you about 2 people. Both learned this truth. One embraced it, one rejected it. Elena embraced it. She was everyone's doormat, the reliable friend, the yes woman at work, the girlfriend who never complained. Then she learned about the shadow, started saying no, started keeping promises to herself, started choosing herself first. 6 months later, promotion at work, respectful relationship, friends who actually reciprocate. But here's what nobody talks about. The first 3 months were hell. People called her selfish, cold. You've changed. They were right. She had changed. She'd stopped betraying herself for their comfort. You have permission to disappoint people who benefit from your self-betrayal. Read that again. You have permission. Then there's James. He learned this truth but couldn't handle it. Too scary. Too much responsibility. If everything was his projection, that meant he couldn't blame anyone anymore. So he went back to demanding respect, back to complaining, back to why me. 2 years later, same toxic relationship, same dead-end job, same friends who use him. But now it's worse, because now he knows. He knows he's choosing it. That awareness without action? That's psychological torture. If this is hitting you the way it hit Marcus and Elena, hit that like button. Not for the algorithm, for you. It's your first act of choosing yourself today. Small? Yes. Symbolic? Absolutely. Here's what's at stake for you right now watching this. You can unsee this. You can close this video, go back to demanding respect, go back to blaming others, and you'll get exactly what you've always gotten. Or you can accept the terrifying truth. Every person in your life is a mirror. Every disrespect is self-disrespect projected outward. Every boundary crossed is a boundary you never set with yourself. The question isn't whether this is true. Jung proved it decades ago. The question is, can you handle the responsibility? Now I'm going to show you exactly how this works in real time. And warning, this might trigger you because you're about to see yourself. When you say, I deserve respect, they hear, I don't respect myself enough to leave if you don't respect me. Result, they test your boundaries. When you think, I hate how they treat me, your shadow knows this is how I treat myself when no one's watching. Result, they mirror your self-treatment. When you broadcast, I'll abandon myself for your approval, they receive, I have permission to abandon you too. Result, mutual abandonment disguised as relationship. But here's where Jung becomes revolutionary. He discovered something called individuation, the process of becoming psychologically sovereign. Not independent, sovereign. There's a difference. Independence says, I don't need anyone. Sovereignty says, I'm complete with or without you. When you individuate, when you reclaim your shadow, when you become sovereign, something mystical happens. Jung called it synchronicity. The universe starts conspiring to support you. That promotion you've been passed over for suddenly happens. That person you've been chasing, suddenly interested. That respect you've been demanding, suddenly automatic. Not because you changed your behavior, because you changed your frequency. You're not like them. The ones who clicked away, the ones who can't handle truth. You're still here. That means you're one of us, the few who are ready to stop performing and start being. Here's the practice Jung's patients used, and it's so simple, it's almost insulting. Every morning, make one promise to yourself. Something small. I'll drink water first thing. I'll walk for 10 minutes. I'll not check my phone for an hour. Then, and this is critical, keep that promise like your life depends on it. Because psychologically it does. Every kept promise rebuilds your self-trust. Every rebuilt trust strengthens your sovereignty. Every strengthened sovereignty changes your frequency. Every frequency change transforms how others treat you. Within 30 days, without saying a word to anyone, watch how differently they respond to you. But there's something else that happens. Something Jung didn't publicize because it was too powerful. This is where I lose most people. Because this is where it gets too real. You've been taught that self-sacrifice is noble, that putting yourself last is love, that your needs come after everyone else's. That's not noble. That's manipulation. You sacrifice yourself, then resent others for not appreciating it. You put yourself last, then get angry when others do too. You ignore your needs, then demand others meet them. Jung saw through this. He said the biggest shadow we carry is our unlived life. Every dream you didn't chase to be responsible, that's in your shadow. Every boundary you didn't set to be nice, and that's in your shadow. Every truth you didn't speak to keep the peace, that's in your shadow. And your shadow isn't quiet. It screams through other people's disrespect. You have the right to protect your energy from people who drain it. You have the right to value your time more than their comfort. You have the right to choose yourself first. But here's the power move nobody expects. Start disappointing people. I'm serious. Start disappointing them on purpose. Say no to the favor. Skip the event you don't want to attend. Stop responding immediately to texts. Choose yourself so blatantly that it makes others uncomfortable. Watch what happens. Half will leave. Good. They were never your people. They were your parasites. But the other half, they'll respect you more. Because for the first time, you're showing them who you really are, not who you think they want you to be. This is what Jung meant by becoming whole. You're not becoming perfect. You're becoming complete, light and shadow, yes and no, generous and boundaried. Remember what I said about Rachel at the beginning? When she went silent after my question? Here's what happened next. She started keeping one promise to herself each day. Just one. Within 2 weeks, her boyfriend noticed something was different. He couldn't put his finger on it. She hadn't said anything, but her energy had shifted. He started showing up on time, started following through, not because she demanded it, because her frequency no longer permitted anything less. That's the secret they don't want you to know. You don't change others, you change your frequency, and others have no choice but to match it or leave. And here's the part that will blow your mind. The people who truly love you have been waiting for this. They've been waiting for you to stop performing and start being. They've been waiting for you to value yourself so they can value you properly. Your self-betrayal hasn't just been hurting you, it's been robbing them of the real you. So here's your choice. And you have to make it right now, not tomorrow, not after you think about it. Right now, you can close this video and go back to the old pattern, demanding respect while disrespecting yourself, blaming others for mirroring your self-abandonment. Living Jung's warning, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Or you can join the few who know this secret, who understand that respect isn't earned from others. It's generated from within, who realize that every relationship is just a mirror showing you where you stand with yourself. If you're ready to stop begging for respect and start commanding it, if you're ready to stop the self-betrayal that's been sabotaging every relationship, if you're ready to finally understand why your life patterns keep repeating, then you're ready for what's next. Subscribe to this channel, not for me, for you, because I'm about to show you every psychological secret they don't want you to know. Nietzsche's will to power, Schopenhauer's wisdom, Machiavelli's strategies, but translated into practical tools you can use tomorrow. This knowledge has been hidden in academic language for decades, hidden from the people who need it most. You. Hit subscribe and the bell, because your shadow is watching, and it's time to finally make friends with it. Comment below. What's one promise you're going to keep to yourself tomorrow? Make it public. Make it real. The accountability starts now. Remember, until you value yourself, nobody else will. The question is, does your future self deserve your respect? Prove it.